So yeah, YouTube, going ahead and getting on into the build. You can see we got 20 points in the blue Dead Ringer tree to our left, and 30 points in the green Incarnate tree to our right. So going over to the left, we got 5 points in Cold Iron passive, gun damage increase. We like that. We go down 5 points in Portents of Suffering, increased stat effect damage. We like that. We go down again, and we're gonna go ahead and do 5 points in Grave Fiends. Vex and her minions deal increased damage. After that, we put 5 points down in Prismatic Ichor. When Vex or her minions apply status effect, they apply another a random element status effect, 150% of the initial status, by the way. So we're then gonna cut over to our left or right again and go down into the green skill tree. And we can see that Incarnate is our actual action skill. Vex creates a phase explosion, dealing damage to nearby enemies and fully restoring her health while active. Vex can use Eldritch Blast and gains increased movement speed. Press button Eldritch Blast offhand, dealing damage to nearby enemies and dealing increased gun damage. So, we're going to put 5 points into Leeching Attunement. When Vex is attuned to Kinetic, she'll gain increased lifesteal and as well as reload speed. We like that. We go down and we put 5 points into Bloodletter. You can see we're getting 5 points from our class mod. Gun and skill critical hits have a chance to apply bleed, causing kinetic effect damage over time for a duration. After that, we're going to go down to material components, 5 points. Vex gains increased kinetic damage and kinetic status effect. This is a great build all around kinetic. That's base element, that's no element. If it just does basic, that's what you want for your damage type. We're going to go ahead and put 3 points into Grave Power afterwards. All of Vex kill skills gain 3 increased stacks. And for our augment, we are using Energy Vampire. Vex deals status effect damage to nearby enemies over time and gains overshield for each enemy affected. Kill skill, killing an enemy while Incarnate is active will grant a stack of Energy Vampire, increasing status effect damage. Stacks will be lost when this ends. We then come down here. We actually got 2 points from our class mod in Drink Full. When Vex deals gun damage, she gains a stack of Drink Full, increasing her fire rate. After that, we're going to go down the right tree of the bottom of the green tree. 5 points in Grave Vitality, increases our maximum health and health regeneration. Survivability, basically. After that, we go ahead, we get Essence Leech. Vex gains lifesteal, double this effect when an action skill is active. More lifesteal, more survivability. Blood is power. We got 2 points in this. Vex gains bonus kinetic damage with guns based on her lifesteal when her health is full. So all that lifesteal is now giving us bonus power. And then for our capstone, we are using Heart Piercer. Eldritch Blast now sacrifices health on use, but becomes a piercing wave. Enemies hit take damage, and allies hit restore health. Gain bonus damage and healing based on sacrificed health. Now remember, you have a lot of lifesteal, you have health regen, and at the end of the day, you're still fully restoring your health when you activate this skill, as well as getting some nice overshield and survivability. So we're going to cut over to the Hot Slugger. Now the reason I'm using the Hot Slugger and we're not using the linebacker, even though we have it, is because you basically want to aim it at the ground. That's why we're not using this. Also, with the Hot Slugger, if the boss spawns adds, you can get an increase of 30% damage for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. That's 90% damage. Critical hits, ricochet, and it's just mad absolute damage when you're point blank range. Even long range, because it shoots like a projectile, which then explodes. But Hot Slugger's OP. For our ordnance, we are using the knife. Damage increase for 15 seconds. Every hit is a critical hit. We also get lifesteal. Jacob's hits ricochet. Class mod, we're using a purple one. Rending Scion. Status effect damage, splash damage, kinetic damage. You can see we get the 5-2. It's very great. That not to say we don't have different variants of the legendaries. For our shield, we're using the Onion. Armor segment breaks, grants immunity to damage for 2 seconds. Knockbacks segments, knockback enemies, grants us 30% movement speed, as well as gives us a 20% damage buff, scaling with broken armor segments. So the more armor segments we don't have, the higher the damage buff. So you can see how it's getting out of hand really fast with just these 4 things alone, plus the skill tree, right? Well, we then have the calculating bland box, leaper guns with Jacob's license parts, 40% chance for non-critical hits to ricochet. We got bounce pass guns with Jacob's license parts, increase the number of possible ricochets, and then we gain gun accuracy as well as gun critical damage. You can see we also gain a little bit of lifesteal here through lifeblood, which increases our kinetic damage even further. One thing I do want to say is this pistol, maintaining ambush 7 cents, is also a great weapon. You charge it up, blah, reload, it's finna basically make grenades home in on the enemy and do mad amounts of damage if you don't have any of these OP shotguns. So yeah, that's going to be the Slug Piercer VEX build. Hope y'all enjoy, and if you did, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Peace out. Bye.